Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Atrophy of Soul and welcome back to my Devil May Cry 5 Dante Must Die mode, no damage S rank playthrough, only with Nero and Dante. I am not no damaging with V, but I most likely will S rank with V, so that is still a thing. But in any case, this is Mission 2, and Mission 2 is a pretty straightforward mission for the most part, and this should be a mission that many people are familiar with because this was the mission that was included with the demo of the game. So by and large, you should know what's coming up in this mission. There are a few little differences here and there between the difficulties and the arrangement of the enemies, but for the most part, this mission isn't too bad. So right now, we are dealing with these bug Impusa enemies. I think it's Impusa or Impusa. I have no idea which one it is. I don't know how to pronounce their names. So I'm just going to say Impusa because saying Impusa sounds too much like, you know, saying pussy. And it feels weird saying that word, so especially on a playthrough like this. So I'm just going to say Impusa whenever I come across them. And yeah, very, very easy enemies to deal with. We've dealt with them quite a few times by this point, so you guys should know what to do with them. Just have fun with them, and you should be fine. So we also have the Sin Scissors here, and the main thing with the Sin Scissors is that you want to destroy their scissors so that they actually show off their weak point, which is their face. Their face will become bloodied up once their scissor is broken, and once their face is all bloodied up, you can actually shoot them and get an insta-kill, pretty much. It's very, very easy to deal with them. So, in regards to the Devil Breakers here, I did not select particular Devil Breakers for this mission, because this mission, for the most part, is pretty simple. You can use whatever you like. There's no real strategy going into this. Just have fun. Even though I said there's no strategy going into this, there is a little bit of strategy when it comes to actually getting the amount of style points that you need in order to get an S rank here. So what you want to do in this little section is actually spawn all of the tentacles first, and then you want to beat on this weird Impusa who actually holds a lot of red orbs. You want to take him down, get an S rank before you take him down, and then go and take out all of the tentacles while you still have an S rank. Unfortunately, I did not do a very good job here with that because I was targeting all over the place, but you definitely do want to take down these tentacles when you have an S rank because it will increase your style points quite a bit, and you won't really have to worry about style for the rest of the level for the most part if you're able to do this properly. But unfortunately, I didn't do it very well, but that is a strategy that you do want to use there. So right here we are going to be dealing with I believe they're the Hell Kainas. They're very reminiscent to the enemies that are in Devil May Cry 3. All of the Sin enemies that are in Devil May Cry 3. Or the Hell enemies rather, like the Hell Sloths and all those. But these guys, again, very reminiscent to DMC 3 enemies. This game has, as I said in the previous video, has a lot of throwbacks to the entire Devil May Cry series. So everything from the enemies to the way that the characters talk and some of the moves that the characters do. There's just a lot of references in this game, and it's pretty cool for longtime fans of the series. So the Hell Kainas themselves, they're not really much of a threat. They're a little more aggressive than the Impusas are, but by and large, I mean, you're not really going to have much trouble with them. The only time they're really going to hit you is if for some reason you're blindsided or you weren't paying enough attention while you're taking down a different enemy. But as far as I know, I don't even think they have any jump moves, so there's really nothing to worry about there. And of course, we're still dealing with the Sin Scissors. I believe we have to take down around 3 Sin Scissors in this section, so again, it's not too difficult. One of the Devil Breakers that are very useful against these Sin Scissors is the Helter Skelter, I believe, because you can drill into their faces over and over again, and if you charge up the super move, it pretty much instantly makes them vulnerable. So they'll pretty much instantly have a bloody face, and you can just shoot them, and that'll be that. I'll be showing that off in Mission 3, because we do have a few of those Sin Scissors to deal with in that mission. So, something else that I need to talk about is the fact that a little before the boss battle, my capture starts glitching out. You guys will be seeing that in the video. I did not edit that out because I want to show that I'm not cheating or anything like that when going through this, no damage. So yeah, the capture starts screwing up. So I actually restart the capture and start it again after I jump out of Nico's shop. So again, you guys will be seeing that. It's not too big of an issue. Thankfully, I did not miss out on any of the actual battles in the mission. But had that happened and I not noticed it while I was fighting the boss, that would have been very, very horrendous because I would have had to do all of this over again, which is something that I definitely did not want to do. It's not that this mission is very difficult either, but honestly, doing the entire mission and then fighting Goliath at the end can be pretty tense, so definitely did not want to deal with that for a second time. So in any case, we are going in here because we need to get these weird little parasite things in order to open up the doorways. And right now we are dealing with this Antenora, I believe that's the name of it. It's pretty much like a berserker enemy, but this is another one of the hell enemies. So again, his name is Hell Antenora. So I'm just gonna call him Berserker. I think that's a cooler name for it. So yeah, these are the Berserker dudes who usually have the... Oh god. So right there, I was very, very close to getting hit. And I was kind of surprised that I didn't get hit there, so... And that's pretty nice. But in any case, these Berserkers with their giant meat cleavers, we dealt with them quite a bit in the last mission. And they are the most difficult part of the previous mission that we just did, so... you should know how to deal with them by now. Just use the Devil Bringer whenever they go Berserker on you. And just keep resetting them so that they don't get counterattacks in on you. But by and large, not too bad of a boss battle. Not too bad of a little combat scenario in here. The biggest issue with this little combat scenario is that the room is just so small. So you can't really use the air to your advantage because when you jump up, the ceiling is in your way. But yeah, pretty fun fight, honestly. When the rooms are that small, you can use the Gerber's charge attack, which does the multiple lasers if you jump in the air before you use it. If you use that in a small room like that, it does a lot of fucking damage. It's pretty cool. I will be using the Gerbera in the coming room, I believe. The Gerbera charge attack. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm pretty... I don't know, like, I'm pretty conservative with the use of the Devil Breakers, and I need to stop doing that. Because I'm acting like I don't have enough money to consistently buy Devil Breakers over and over again. But honestly, I could be using the Devil Breakers a lot more to be doing a lot more damage here. But before I started doing this playthrough over again, it had been quite a while since I played Devil May Cry 5, so I'm still kind of like learning Nero over again, because whenever I do go back to Devil May Cry 5, I pretty much only go back to Dante. I don't really care about anything else in this game, by and large, when I'm going back to it. But Nero is definitely a super fun character to play as. He has a lot of options to mess around with. So as I said, I was going to use the Gerbera's super ability, and you guys are seeing that going on right there. Again, in these small rooms like this, well, this room's a lot bigger than the previous one, but in these rooms that have ceilings, the Gerbera's super ability is very, very useful. It just bounces everywhere. It's one of the coolest things to see, in my opinion. So right here, we're still dealing with these hell dudes who are very easy to deal with. Again, as I said, at most, they will hit you when you're not really paying attention. So again, nothing really to worry about throughout this mission. The hardest part about this mission to do no damage is just the fact that you have to do all of this and then you have to defeat Goliath at the very end. So that can be kind of annoying because Goliath is a little erratic here and there, but I've learned his pattern pretty well. At this point, I can consistently no damage him with Nero. For some reason with Dante, I have like no issue no damaging Goliath. But with Nero, I was having a little more trouble. Mostly because Nero's moves are not as consistent if you're not consistently using the Exceed ability. Or if you miss your Exceeds, your attacks are not going to come out exactly the same way that you want them to. So throughout this section, we're skipping these enemies. We're skipping all the enemies through this section. And this is where the capture does start to screw up. So once I get this little weird parasite thing, and you can actually jump over this battle. So just jump over, do a triple jump, or do the Buster attack in the air. and you can skip over that section. So what you want to do there is just put the little parasite into the walkway and break down that weird yeast infection there. And then that'll be the end of that section. Then you can call Nico and go into the Devil May Cry shop. So that is that little section. But as I said, the capture completely screwed up there. So I had to restart the capture. I ran around a little bit just to make sure everything was working properly. And we are back. So you should see I have the same amount of orbs and everything. It's not that I've you know, spliced captures together or anything. This is the same run. So now we are going to be dealing with Goliath. And the thing with Goliath is that the main thing that you want to do with him is stun him, like, because he makes himself very vulnerable to damage. But something else that you really need to watch out for are his air attacks, because every so often he will go crazy with the air swings. If you are in the air for too long, he'll do stuff like that. Or there is one when he's just standing in front of you and he'll just flail his hands around. It's more of a rare attack, but whenever he does do it, it can catch you off guard. So you definitely need to watch out for that. So for the most part, I like to stay on the ground when I'm fighting Goliath, when I'm playing as Nero, because I can't just, you know, switch to Royal Guard and just block all its attacks. It can be very annoying, especially when he does that hand flailing move. So when you're in this section, one of the things that you really want to do that I unfortunately did not get to do during this run is actually stun him while he's in the church. The way that Goliath works here is that he will be stunned after you hit him a certain number of times. But if you're going for damage like I was inside of here, he will not be able to get stunned because you just do too much damage to him that he'll just destroy the entire church itself like he's doing right now. So if I was not exceeding so consistently and using my devil breakers, he would not have done this attack so early, and I would have done a lot more damage to him than I was able to do here. But once he destroys that, you can actually get off one of Nero's super moves. And as long as you're in Devil Trigger, he cannot pull you into his chest. For this strategy that I'm using right now, if I don't stun him while he's inside of the church, he will be stunned while he's out here if you use a punchline and then just hit him a few times. So one of the nice things about him being stunned is that once he's getting up, he will flail his hands around, but as long as you're not in the air in front of him while he's flailing his arms, you will not be damaged. You can stand like right in front of him while he's flailing his arms, and for some reason he just won't hit you. So I'm not really sure why that is. Some of his hitboxes are very, very weird for his attacks, because sometimes it looks like you should not be able to get hit at all, and he will hit you. And then there's other times when it looks like he just hit you right in the face and you just don't get hit by it. Again, kind of a weird boss in certain ways, but he's definitely a fun boss. I have a lot of fun. See, as you can see, like, he swung directly at me, but I didn't get hit. And as I said, as long as you're on the ground, as far as I've seen, you cannot get hit by him right there. I don't know what it is, I don't know why that is, but I mean, that's just how the game's programmed, so it's whatever. So we are going to continue on here. Once again, since he's close to the end, I'm staying on the ground a lot because I don't want to deal with him flailing his arms around or potentially getting caught by his flailing arm attack, because again, that can be very irritating to deal with. And you can't rely on using Devil Trigger, because Devil Trigger does have invincibility frames when you activate it, as long as you're not in the middle of another animation when you activate Devil Trigger. And that's one of the things that really annoys me about Nero's Devil Trigger in this game. If you're in the middle of attacking enemies and you activate it, Nero doesn't stop his animations that he's already in. And that was one of the useful things about his Devil Bringer, or his Devil Trigger in the previous game. Because if you're in the middle of attacking or dodging or something and you use the Devil Trigger, Nero automatically does his Devil Trigger animation and it gives you iframes. But in this game, it's kind of inconsistent. There's a lot of things about Nero's gameplay. There's a lot of small things that really annoy me. But we will be getting more into that in the next video. But I mean, again, overall, he's definitely an improvement. but just a few small things like activating the devil triggers or doing the breakaway move during certain movements or certain animations. Sometimes it does not activate when you want it to activate. There are certain animations where it just won't break away from that animation. It'll do the breakaway after the animation's finished, and I don't really like that. I like being able to cancel my animations, especially in a Devil May Cry game. I could see if the entire game was built around not being able to cancel animations, but this is Devil May Cry, and one of the main things about Devil May Cry is being able to cancel moves into other moves. Yeah, in any case, that was Goliath. I was pretty conservative at the end of this battle because I just did not want to get hit and redo the entire mission again. But for the most part, this is a very fun mission, very awesome. I got a perfect S rank on this mission, so that was pretty awesome. But in either case, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very kindly for watching. I will be seeing you soon in Mission 3. Be sure to have yourselves a fine day, and I'll talk to you soon.